Welcome to Block 20 of our Celebrating the States Block of the Month. This is our version of the California block. For this block, you will need 5 fabrics: a background, a light, a medium, a dark, and an accent fabric. From the background fabric, cut 4 squares that are 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. From the medium fabric, you will need 1 square that measures 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. From the accent fabric, you will need 4 squares that measure 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. From the dark fabric, you need 4 squares that are 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. From the light fabric, you need 16 squares that are 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. Start with the medium square and 4 of the light squares. We're going to place a light square on the corner of the medium square and sew corner to corner. You can either use diagonal seam tape to help guide you, or you can draw a line from corner to corner and sew right on the line. I work on opposite corners at the same time, and we will do this with all 4 corners using the same technique. At this point, you can either trim the seam to 1/4 inch and press the seam open, or you can sew an extra line of sewing 1/2 inch away from the first line and then cut in between the sewn lines to get spare half square triangle units that you can use in other projects. I almost always choose to sew the extra line to get the spare pieces because I hate to waste fabric. At the end of the video, I'll show you a few blocks that I made with the extra pieces. For this center square, I'm going to press all these seams open. I'm going to finger press these first 2, and then when I go press the second set of 2, I will do it with the iron. For the center square, we are pressing the seam open, and then while I'm at the ironing board, I'm going to take this opportunity to press the small half square triangle units that I made towards the dark fabric. If this is the first state block you've seen, check the description below for a link to the playlist that has all the other states in this series so far. Next, we'll need the 4 dark 4.5 inch squares and 8 of the light 2.5 inch squares. Using the same technique that we used for the center square, we're going to put triangles onto adjacent corners of the dark square, 2 corners per square. For these, we are going to press towards the light fabric. I used to just drop the extra half square triangle blocks into a bin to press at a later time. Many days of pressing through a whole bin of them, though, it taught me to press as I go. It's much less stressful. If you're not using red, white, and blue as your colorway, I'd love to know what color combo you're sewing with. Leave us a message in the comments below to let us know. Next, we're going to need the 4.5-inch background squares and the 3.5-inch accent squares. Using the same technique, we're going to put an accent square onto each of the background squares. If you're enjoying our Celebrating the States block of the month, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so that you can see all the future blocks when they come out. This time you will press towards the accent fabric. Now we're going to add the last light squares onto the accent fabric triangles. So we're doing the same technique on top of the one that you just did. This will create a little band of the accent color between the light fabric and the background fabric. For this step, you are going to press towards the accent fabric. For this one, I found it easiest to start pressing from the back side and then press it from the front. Each of these units should measure 4.5 inches square. We have the corner units, the dark units, and then the center unit. We're going to sew these blocks into 3 rows, and then we'll sew the 3 rows together. We're going to use 1/4-inch seam allowances. If pressed correctly, where the light fabrics meet, the seams will nest together for less bulk. When pressing the rows, you want to press towards the block that has the dark fabric. You can use a little bit of spray starch if the seams aren't being very cooperative. Just 2 seams left and our California block is done. We hope you've been keeping up on your blocks, but if you haven't, it's okay. We've still got plenty of time to get our blocks done for the Semi-quincentennial. One last pressing to make the block lay nice and flat. I'm going to press these seams towards the center row, but you could also press them open if you prefer. Once I finished with the block, I squared up all the little leftover half square triangle blocks into the biggest squares I could and pieced them into cute little blocks. Here's a few ideas to get you started. I'll throw them into my extra leftover block bin and use them in a future project. No wasted fabric on my watch. We invite you to hit the like button, share the video with your quilting friends, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe so you can see all of our future Celebrating the States videos. Thanks for watching and happy quilting!